Okay. So before I start, maybe I should say it also later. You will see my image possibly very jerky instead of smooth. And I just noticed this myself, and I think it's because I downloaded the new operating system for this Mac, Apple Mac. And I think there's problems with it. But for now, we'll do what we can with the circumstances. Wow, Smarahari is keeping warm with a fire inside his house. That's so bizarre. Such a big fire also. And it looks like an open fire. Okay. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Tisvat Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yukta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Sagradatam Sahagana Raghunatang Vitam Tang Sadivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitangscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostut Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrndavanaisvaryam Rishabhanu Sute Devi Namami Hari Priya Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. somehow I feel like starting with a poem, song from Surdas. Where should we go? Krishna growing up. Yes, actually, it's time, I think, for Damodar Lila, as the month of Damodar is coming. So let's see, this is song or um, poem number 18 in the Sur Sagar, Sur's Ocean, translated by Jonathan Hawley, better known amongst his friends as Jack Hawley, and edited by Kenneth Bryant. I don't know him. Oh, it's not Jonathan, it's John Stratton Hawley. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Number 18. This is Mother Yashoda speaking. She says, "Come here, Hari, take hold of the moon. Ai chandule, aho Hari, bar jo kahati Jasoda." Yasoda says again and again. And she continues, "Look down a little, look down. From the sky, I brought it close and put it in this water pitcher. Quite some task. So, Nicho Neku Chitte Aho Hari Nab Te Nikat Ani Rasho Me. Rasho Me. Jal Put, let's see. Jal Put Jatan Jugai Aho Hari. Japuta Jatan Jugai. I think that means I put this in the water pot, the water container. Look, Damodar, the nectar-bearing moon is lying in this little dish. Soy ba sudakar deshi Damodar. Ja bhajan mein hai aho hari. All the way from the heart to reach heavens, it's come. I sent a bird to bring it here. So whenever you like, let your lotus hands take it and give it to whomever you wish. Agam gagan te gahi anyo hai. Panchi aku pate aho hari. Apne hi ras kari kamal kar. Lotus hands, kamal kar. Ja babe ta de aho hari. Ja babe ta de, to whomever you feel like it. tade, give it, give that to that person. Ja karun te suni sundar suto kini iti ane aho hari. Listen, my pretty son, is the moon the reason why you've fallen into such a nasty mood? Ja karante suni sundar suto, my beautiful boy. Kini iti ane. Kini iti ane. Ane is coming, I think. Kini. I don't know. Surdas Prabhu iti bat ko katamero lalan hate aho hari. Sur's Lord, my dear, how could such a trifling thing make you act in such a trying way? Okay. So I think the point is Krishna, as a little boy, he's becoming, temperamental, and he's putting on a tantrum. Children, when they don't get what they want, sometimes they throw a tantrum. Do any of you remember throwing a tantrum when you were little? Do any of you have kids who throw tantrums? Uh-huh. Mangala Chandrika is nodding. Do they still throw tantrums? Mangala Chandrika?
Yes, unfortunately, although Nimai tells me I shouldn't say that, but yes.
Uh-oh.
It doesn't
So it
stop.
seems Krishna also throws tantrums. And Mother Yashoda is trying to pacify him, and the tantrum apparently has to do with he wants to have the moon and he can't get the moon. And so she kind of plays a little trick. She holds this small container of water in such a way, presumably, that the moon is reflected in it. And he says, look, here's the moon. And you can give it to anyone you like to. So that's interesting also, that he wants something not for himself. He wants so he can give to someone. Mm. And of course, the moon is a symbol of the mind. It's also a symbol of love, emotion, and so that's nice. That's he's referred to as Damodar here, and so that would be in connection with the month of Damodar coming up this next week. Yeah, all of these are so charming. Okay. Shri Damodar ki jai. All right, so Narottama Das Thakur song. We have, where am I? Okay. And we'll move it down here and put it like this. All right. So today's song is from Prarthana, and it is Siddha-dehena Sri Vrndavanaisvaryam Saksad-Vijnaptih, song number 1. Okay. So Saksad-Vijnaptih would be anticipation, direct anticipation, perhaps, of obtaining the Aishvarya, the opulence of Sri Vrindavan. How? Siddha-dehena, with the body, which is perfected, Siddha. And it goes like this: Pranesvari, Bara, dhari, añjali mastake, kori, jana, nivedana, kori. This person, jana, places a straw between his teeth. Daśanete dhari. Daśanete is, I guess, in the teeth. And trina, of course, is grass, and dhari is carry, I carry. And his folded hands over his head. Añjali mastake, kori. Añjali is joined hands. And mastake is on the head. So he's like this, and he's holding grass between his teeth. Now, something I always wondered about this grass between the teeth is, how can you offer any prayers if you're holding grass between your teeth? Anyway, this is my mundane perception. Daśanete trinadori añjali mastake jana nivedana kore. I do this offering, this nivedana, this appeal. Bara Karuna Koro more. Do me this mercy. Koro is this imperative, to do or to make, and Karuna is compassion, usually translated. Bara, this time. Priya sahacarī sańge, sevana koribo rańge, añge vesha koribeka sadhe. Rako seva kaje, nijapada pankaje, priya sahacarī-gan maje. Please engage me in the service of your lotus feet. Sevana koribo rańge. So rańge, I think it refers to the color red. The idea is that the feet, the bottom of the feet, are reddish. So I will do sevana koribo, where? Rańge, at the feet. And where else? Priya sahacarī sańge, in the association of the dear associates, sahacarī, those who go with, the with-goers. Sahachari. Actually, let's see if I have this here. This is a famous verse, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, yeah, it's right here, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu very much liked from Srila Rupa Goswami. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, chapter 1, verse 76. Priyaso young Krishna sahachari Kuru-kshetra militas tataham sa radha tadidamubayo sangamasukam tatapyanta kelan madhura murali panchamajushe mano me kalindi pulina vipinaya sprihayati. So I mention this because it has sahachari in the verse. It's spoken by Srimati Radharani, and she's addressing her sahachari, her associates, her friends, or friend, single friend. And what is she saying? My dear friend, now I have met my very old and dear friend Krishna on this field of Kurukshetra. I am the same Radharani, and now we are meeting together. It is very pleasant, but still, I would like to go to the bank of the Yamuna beneath the trees of the forest there. I wish to hear the vibration of his sweet flute playing the fifth note within that forest of Vrndavanaisvaryam. So that's a nice, important verse. Mano me kalindi pulina vipinaya sprihayati. Literally, Radharani doesn't say, I want. She says, my mind wants. Mano, the mind of me, manas me, the mind of me, sprihayati, causes desire, or is causatively desiring, kalindi pulina vipinaya, to be in the forest on the banks, the pulina of the kalindi. Okay, back to Narottama. Sahachari sańge. Okay, rako e sevakaje. Rako e sevakaje. Nija pada pankaje priya sahacarī-gan maje. In their company, sahacarī-gan, I will serve you with great happiness. Let's see, sevakaja priya sahacarī-gan maje. Where's the happiness? I will dress you in nice garments and serve you in many ways. Rakka e sevakaje nija pada pankaje. Am I in the right place here? Priya maje. Maje means in the middle or between. Amidst. Rakko e kaja means work usually. In Hindi it means work. Also in Bengali, kaj. Rakko, protect. Nija pada pankaje, at your own lotus feet. Okay, añge vesh. Oh, here we go. Sadhe. Sadhe means decorate or dress, I guess. Um, Angavesha koribek. Koribeka. Sadhe. Okay, beka, I believe, comes from Vesha in Sanskrit. Vesha means clothes, dress, outfit, which is where we get the term saki beka. This is this Uppa Sampradaya, named by Bhaktivinoda Thakur as such, saki beka, those who dress as sakis, men who dress up as women. So, what is it called? You know, shifting dress. Anyway, yeah, I saw this once in. I've only seen once in the Radharaman temple. Someone came in, some man came in, dressed in a sari. I think he had makeup on, and it was not such a big thing. I mean, nobody gave much attention, and he didn't seem to expect the attention. It was just, you know, that's his mood, and okay, and sort of like whatever. Yeah. Um, okay, Sugandhi Chandana Manimoy Abharana Koshika Vasana Naha Rańge. Eshab Seva Jar Dasi Jano On Tar Anukan Taki Taro Sańge. I will anoint you with aromatic sandalwood paste, Sugandhi Chandan. I will happily decorate you with a variety of silken garments and jewel ornaments. So abharana means ornament, and that's a very much Sanskrit word. Manimoya, consisting of or having many jewels or pearls, money. Kaushika Vasana is probably artful dress. Nana rańge, various, with a variety of, it says silken garments. I don't know if rańge can be silk. Or kaushika can be silk. I don't know. Eshab sevata injar. I will always stay near you as your maidservant. Dasi janohontar. So I guess constantly. Taki, I will stay. Tar sańge, her in her association. Which to me sounds like third person, but yeah, I don't know, addressing directly or third person indirectly. Number Jal Shuvasita Kori Rattana Bringare Vari Karpur Vasita Guwa Pan Esab Sajaya Dala Lavanga Malati Mala Bhakka Drabba Nana Anupa come. I will bring you fragrant water. Jal suvasita kori, in a jewel pitcher, Ratana bringare buddy, and betel nuts mixed with camphor. Camphor is karpura. Vasita. Gua pan. Pan is, I think, gua maybe is mixed, or vasita is mixed. Gua. Esab sajayadala. I will bring you a clove twig. That's probably what that is. Labanga malatimala, a garland of jasmine flowers, and a variety of incomparably delicious foods. Bhaksha, dravya, nana, anupam. So anupam is incomparable. Nana is various, and bhaksha is food, or bhaksha dravya, food items. Dravya means ingredients, or yeah, it's kind of like physical things, dravya. And number 5, sakir ingita hobe eshab anibo kobe yogaibo lalitar kache Narottama Dasa koi je jano morahoy dadaya rahu shakir pache. Okay, this is a question, Kobe, when will I carry out every order hinted or gestured by the gopis? Sakir ingita. Ingita, I guess, means gestured or hinted or indicated. What is indicated by the sakis. Habe, what will be indicated. Eshab anibo kobe. Anibo, I will bring this everything. Eshab. When will I attain the association of Lalita Devi? Jogaibo lalitar kache. Kache means in the proximity, being close. So in the proximity of Lalita, Lalitara, and then Yogaibo, I will join. Yoga, connect. When will I connect in the proximity of Lalita? Something like that. Narottama says, I hope that by praying in this way, I will someday become eligible to follow behind the gopi friends of the divine couple. Narottama koi, Narottama says, e jano mor hoi, in this way of me, there is hoi, dadaiya. Dadaiya, maybe it's for praying. Rahu Shakir Pache. Pache is behind. So Lalitar Kache Shakir Pache. Behind the in the back of the Sakis, Rahu, I will remain. Dadaya, having prayed, I guess. Okay. Let's see if we can sing this now. And again, I'm not able to change the audio. So Dharmagupta, are you there? Or Audarya Chandrika, are you able to change live performance audio to on?
Again, Guru Maharaj, I can't do it on your side. I can do it only on my side. So I still haven't found any a viable solution for that. I might need to maybe reinstall the Zoom or something, which I hope you did maybe after installation of new Mac OS.
No, not yet. That may be why it's the way it is. Okay, can you do from your side?
No, unfortunately, I can't.
Okay, I thought you were saying that you could your own. Oh, but that doesn't help. Okay.
That's only for my microphone here, not for other participants.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's why that's not that's one thing that's not available to me, and the other is I can't do things like the raising of the hand and all of that. That's not available to me. So, okay.
I think the reinstallation of Zoom might help.
Okay. Anyway, we'll have to do with what we have. Pranesvari, Bara, karun, Koro, Pranesvari, Bara, karun, Koro, daśanete, dhari, añjali, mastake, kori, daśanete, dhari, añjali, mastake, kori, jana, nivedana, kori, jana, nivedana, kori, priya, sahacarī-gan, sevana, koribo, priya, sahacarī-gan, sevana, koribo, sańge, añge, bisho, koribeta, sadhe, añge besha kori bekam shadhe rakhe seva kaje nija bhata hamkaja rakhe seva kaje nija bhata priya sahacarī-gan maje priya sahacarī-gan maje sugandhi chandana manimaya abharana sugandhi chandana manimaya abharana kaushika vashana nana rańge kaushika vashana nana rańge eshabha sevaja dasi jano thar eshabha sevaja daśanete anukan thakura sańge anukan thakura sańge jana subha sita kori Prarthana dhari jana subha sita kori Prarthana dhari Harpura Vasita Bhuvana Harpur Vasita Bhuvana Eshabha Sajaya Dala Labangama Lati Mala Eshabha Sajaya Dala Labangama Lati Mala Vaksadraga Nana Vaksadraga Nana Sakira ingita hobe esab ani Sakirangita hobe esab ani hobe Yuga Yogai Bolalitara Kache Yoga Lalitara Kache Narottama Dasa Ejenomora Narottama Dasa Ejenomora Dadaya Rahu Sakya Pache Dadaya Rahu Sakya Pache Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Jaya Rama, Govinda Rama, Govinda Rama, Govinda Shri Radhe, Jaya Rama, Govinda Radha, Govinda Radha, Govinda Shri Radhe, Haribo, 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 Nitai Gaur, Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. Hare Krishna. So that was Siddha-dehena Sri Vrndavanaisvaryam Saksad-Vijnaptih. So Vrndavanaisvaryam, the Aishvarya of Vrindavan, is, we understand, very different from the Aishvarya of Dwarka. It is an Aishvarya which is pervaded by sweetness in a way which is not to be found outside of Vrindavan. And so, speaking of sweetness in Vrindavan, we now jump to, I should move this down. We now jump to Puri, where Narottama has arrived, Narottama Das Thakura, the Narottama Vilasa of Narahari Chakravarti Thakura. Yeah, this whole computer has become slowed down. It's not just this program. So we're hoping that Cosma can fix this with his magic knowledge. So what I thought I'll do now for our translators, to help our translators, is to share this. Okay, that should be it. Yes. Okay, Narottama has arrived in Puri. The devotees have all been waiting for him. They're offering obeisance. He's offering obeisance to them. He's crying. He's overwhelmed. And and after meeting everyone and after going to the samadhis of the departed associates and offering his respects there, only after that of course, he's also gone to the temple, the Jagannath temple. After all of this, now he's receiving Mahaprasadam from the temple. And then there's some discussion in the town about how Nilachala has now become the abode of misery. All the associates of Shri Gauranga Chandra are gradually departing from this world. And Gopinath Acharya, who we just understood met Narottama Das, says this great Vaishnava has become lean and weak. And then someone else reports what they saw at the Gopinath temple, and this means Tota Gopinath. Tota, as I understand, means garden. It's Gopinath who was discovered in a garden. The deity was discovered, I don't remember by who. So what does this devotee see there? He sees Sri Mamu Goswami is practically lifeless. He is lying emaciated in a lonely corner. I'm afraid that he will die soon. Now, I wondered who is Mamu Thakur, so I looked it up, and let's see if I find here. Yeah. Okay, this is stop share. Did I do that? Okay. Yeah. Now I can share again and get this. Okay. In Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila, Adi 1281. So this is in the lists. There's chapters 10, 11, 12. We get lists of devotees of Lord Chaitanya in the Chaitanya tree, the various branches and their relationships. And these are two kinds of relationships. There are familial relationships and there are initiation relationships. So this is Anantacharya, and the sixth Kavidatta, seventh Nayana Mishra, eighth. So I don't think these are of the original main trunk of the tree. So we'd have to look back. What's the context? But that's for another time. Here we go. Mamu Thakur. I have to move this now. Mamu Thakur, whose real name was Jagannath Chari, was the nephew of Sri Nilambar, who was Nilambar Chakravarti. He was the grandfather of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was the father, as I remember, of Sachimata. So he's the maternal grandfather. So that means that, okay. Anyway. There's a family relationship there. In Bengal, a maternal uncle is called Mama. Okay, so he's a maternal uncle. And in East Bengal and Orissa, it's called Mamu. Thus, Jagannath Chakravarti was known as Mama or Mamu Thakur, Uncle Thakur. Mamu Thakur's residence was in the district of Faridpur, in the village known as Magdoba. After the demise of Sri Gadadhar in charge of the temple Gopinath in Jagannath Puri. So there's the connection. According to the opinion of some Vaishnavas, Mamu Thakur was formerly known as Sri Rupa Manjari. And then we get a list of his followers: Raghunath Goswami, Ramachandra, Radha Vallabha, Krishna Jivana, Shyama Sundar, Shantamani, Harinatha, Navina Chandra, Matilal, Dayamayi, and Kunja Bihari. So there you go. That's a little bit of information on Mamu Thakur. Let's see, Audarya Chandrika, you have your hand up.
Yes, Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. I just have one question. I know this many times, but now in this song, I just put my courage and I raise my hand because I would like to ask a question. Namely, for example, when Narottama was saying in the third verse, I will anoint you with aromatic sandalwood paste. And we can hear many times that those kind of, like, let's say, makeup is happening, going on, but still, I don't know if is it makeup really being used historically, because if I can see today, almost no woman goes without using a little bit of makeup. So it must come from somewhere. But in songs, and whenever I read about gopis, it's never mentioned exactly like makeup. Maybe it's kajal, this black eyeliner, if I can say like that. But out of curiosity, because of of consuming so much of makeup, it must come from somewhere. So the question is about makeup as a makeup. It was used also, I mean, gopis. And, yeah.
That's not something I'm informed about, but it sounds like it could be a question to ask Vrndavanaisvaryam Swami, because he's been giving all these lectures about all of the details in Krishna Lila, especially all of the udipanas, all of the impetus for feelings of devotion. I think he's on lecture number 98 now in that series. I suspect that he has a bit of help researching all of that.
Okay, thank you, Guru Maharaj. I will take a look, and if I will find out, I can share maybe next time. I mean, whenever I will find it.
Can
Yes.
be a research project for you. Yes, kajal, certain kind of standard. We also hear of Krishna and his friends taking different colored earths and smearing on their skin, I believe. And we always hear of sandalwood and ganda, which is a mixture of sandalwood and I think saffron and other such. Beyond that, I wouldn't know. I would suppose that it's a thing they would do because, yes, it just seems like a kind of primordial thing that especially especially women are, putting on different cosmetics.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
But in different cultures, isn't it? Sometimes we see photos of, people in Africa, and it's not just the women, the men, they're also putting on all kinds of things and
so
wearing
many.
huge earrings and ornamenting. Yeah. Yeah, of course, people write books about that sort of thing also. Sorry, can't tell you anything more than that.
Okay, Guru Maharaj, you give me a good idea. So like I said, I will take a look and on YouTube of His Holiness Vrndavanaisvaryam Swami.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. We were just getting started with Narottama. A little bit more briefly, if I can find it again. Well, let's see. Okay, I have to. Oh boy. Problem is when you have many things open, actually find what you're looking for. And I'm not so sure I can do that quickly. I changed, I had it and then I lost it. Ah, here it is. Okay. Oh, that's why I couldn't find it. It's in Acrobat Reader. Okay, sharing screen again. Bear with me. Share. There we go. Oops. Okay, do you see that?
Not yet, Guru Maharaj.
Dasa? Yes, no, maybe. Not yet? Okay, 1 second. And why does it do that?
Now we can see.
Oh, now you can see. Okay. Yeah, because everything is going so slowly now. All right. So then Narottama Das traveled on to have darshan of Tota Gopinath. The vision of the beautiful Lord with his shining black complexion seated upon his throne could easily defeat the pride of Cupid. Narottama, deeply moved, laid prostrate before the deity, crying. Seeing him, the priest offered him the Lord's garland. And then Narottama and his I guess this was the son of, who was it? Gopinath, who accompanied him. Then went to see the seat of Sri Pandit Goswami. Now, who is Sri Pandit Goswami? That we'd have to research. He fell on the ground before the seat. And again, the priest gave him a garland. Okay, so that's, of course, Gadadhar Pandit. he's crying uncontrollably and lamenting, and he says, "Oh, Gadadhar Pandit Goswami Prabhu, how unfortunate I am for not having the opportunity to see you." And his crying could melt even wood or stone. Now, Mamu Thakur, Sri Mamu Thakur, Mamu Goswami, who we heard is very emaciated. He is the present priest of Tota Gopinath. He had been lying in a half unconscious state, crying. Suddenly he got up and, heaving a heavy sigh, he asked, "Who is crying?" And the devotee said, "Narottama has arrived from Gouda." So hearing this name, Narottama, he broke out in floods of tears and embraced Narottama emotionally. Unable to control himself, Mamu Goswami fell on the ground. An outcry of anguish arose from the devotees in the temple of Gopinath. By the grace of the Lord, Mamu Goswami gradually calmed down and everyone was pacified. Though Goswami's life was in a precarious state, he was on the edge, living, dying, he was exceedingly happy to see Narottama and asked about his well-being. Hearing Narottama's sweet words, Mamu Goswami became extremely moved by Narottama's sweet words, and thus dedicated Narottama to the feet of Gopinath and ordered him, "Go to see the tomb of Haridas Thakur. Gopinath Acharya is waiting for you there." Interesting. So even with all this intense emotions of joy that he has come, Narottama, he sees him only a short time and then says, "Go, go see the place of Haridas Thakur, the tomb, the samadhi." So they go to the samadhi of Haridas Thakur. He was so shaken to see the tomb that no one could pacify him. Eventually, the Vaishnava in charge of the samadhi managed to slightly console Narottama and sent him to Gopinath Acharya's house. Gopinath Acharya, a very warm-hearted person, with tender words, encouraged Narottama to sit peacefully by his side and told him, "Everyone here is greatly eager to see you. Take some rest now, and afterward you can meet all the devotees." I'm just thinking now about Puri, the present day Puri, and how crowded it is and how it's full of shops and full of people and full of these big hotels, these places where people on holiday with no, at least one cannot really see much of a spiritual sense of these people. And then in my mind, I'm contrasting that with how it must have been at the time of Narottama and before Narottama, Lord Chaitanya and all the devotees. Now, if you go to the samadhi of of Haridas Thakur from that place because everything is built up now. It's just surrounded with buildings. So we hear how Haridas would stay in a place near the beach, and he would see the flag on the temple of Jagannath. You cannot see the flag on the temple of Jagannath from there now. Okay. Let's stop there. I mark it here. Right. Okay. Greetings, everyone. Again, those of you who have joined us later. Always nice to see you all. Someone I was surprised to see. Oh, this is really, it's kind of a strange thing with the slow motion screen. Okay, now I can see you. And we saw you last week, Ivan. Nice to see you again.
Hare Krishna.
Mangala Chandrika's dad, right?
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, how's everything?
I'm in the middle of the renovation.
Renovating your house.
Yes. Yes. It's not a nice experience.
But it will be nice when it's finished.
Yeah, it will be nice. It will be a nice apartment above for the visitors.
Oh, okay. That's good. Okay. Actually, I thought briefly to share with you a bit of show and tell from myself. This is, where is it? One moment. Okay. All right, here we are. This is a sort of graphic representation of the book, which I am working on. And as you know, most of you, I'm writing a book called Yoga and Animal Ethics. And I thought I'll make a visual overview of the book, which I may use for different purposes. Are you able to see this?
Yeah.
Okay. So it has three parts, part one, part two, part three, and you can see the chapter organization. There are 8 chapters and an opening, an introduction, and a conclusion. And I'm thinking to also write 2 or 3 appendices in the back of the book. So part one is, you could say, early history. And here I'm showing how yoga is related with animals from very early, from ancient times, in the sense that animal sacrifice was going on in the Vedic sacrificial, the Brahmanical tradition. And while it was going on, there was some uneasiness with the sacrifice of animals. I think there's evidence for this from quite early times. There's some reassurance, this is all right, but actually, and of course, there's the critique of animal sacrifice that comes especially from Buddhists and Jains, and I document some of that. That's in chapter 2, and then chapter 3, I focus mainly on the Mahabharata, and I select a few stories from the Mahabharata in which animals appear as moral agents, you could say. But I also introduce the Bhagavad Gita here, since it is part of the Mahabharata, and introduced some of the basic principles of yoga, broadly speaking, in chapter 3. So that's all kind of preliminary to the next part, which has 3 chapters and which is focusing on what has come to be called by many people classical yoga. Classical yoga, especially referring to Patanjali Yoga Sutras. And within Patanjali Yoga Sutras, or Yoga Sutra, we have a rather brief description of ashta angas, of 8 angas, sometimes called limbs or auxiliaries. And what I'm doing in this 3-chapter section is structured on these 8 limbs of yoga. I'm making connections, I'm relating each of the 8 limbs to ideas about human behavior in relation to animals. This is most easily, you could say, done, or most directly done, with the first of the 8 limbs, which is called yama. There's yama, and then there's niyama. And within each of these, there are 5 subcategories. And within yama, the first of them famously is ahimsa. And the commentators on the Yoga Sutras explain that ahimsa is found to the entire practice of yoga, specifically to all of the aspects of yama and niyama. So I elaborate on yama and then on niyama in chapter 4, where in niyama we have at the end of this 5-part niyama, the last of them is Ishvara Pranidhana, which can be translated as devotion. Ishvara meaning God, Pranidhana, devotion. And so that is a kind of opening up to bhakti yoga, which, or it's anticipating bhakti yoga, which is the subject of part 3. But in chapter 5, I deal with asana, pranayama, and pratyahara. And in chapter 6, I deal with dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. This last dharana, dhyana, samadhi, they very much go together. And so I'm dealing with that kind of as a unit. And I'm also bringing in some discussion from the Jain tradition and the Buddhist tradition, because especially Buddhism is, it's recognized by scholars that the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali show a lot of presence of Buddhist ideas. At the same time, it's a debate which is coming first, and is it coming from Buddhism, or are some ideas coming from before Buddhism develops? In any case, all of that, of course, I'm focusing again on animals, and I'm bringing in some modern animal ethics theory in order to discuss, in order to connect with animal ethics. And then again in part 3, we focus on devotional yoga, especially in chapter 7. We have mainly discuss Bhagavad Gita. I will relate this, or I am relating this in different ways to animal ethics. And then chapter 8, I want to, well, this I've written a draft of all of these 7 chapters, chapters 2 through 8. But I think chapter 8 will probably take some more work, maybe a lot more work, because I want to see how to bring the notion of personhood philosophically using our tradition, but also using modern thought, modern philosophy into the conversation. I was very happy just this last week. Charlotte from Belgium, or she lives in Holland, sent me a doctoral dissertation from someone at her university, which I think is going to be greatly helpful, because it discusses the animal ethics of this famous or infamous, depending how you see it, postmodern philosopher Jacques Derrida. But the author of this, the doctoral candidate, I think he's received his doctorate now, also brings, or he points out the shortcomings of Derrida's ideas, and shows how to fix his ideas with the help of the early 20th century philosopher Simone Weil, who was converted. She was Jewish. She converted to Roman Catholic Christianity. So she brings in metaphysics, where Jacques Derrida rejects metaphysics. But Derrida brings in the idea of attention, which is very helpful to relate to yoga, because what is yoga? Yoga is about fixing the mind, and that means fixing the attention. So he's giving an ethical dimension to the idea of attention, but Sin Weil is is giving a metaphysical basis for what he's arguing. He's arguing that care for animals, compassion for animals, comes with attention, and with that comes also wants to do something. I'm just, so I don't have the whole picture yet. Anyway, just to say, I think this is all gradually coming together, and with the blessings of the Vaishnavas. Dear Lalita, you wanted to share something?
Thank you very much for your presentation of your coming book. It's really amazing and neat how you're extracting like from the different ideas about animal ethics from the past and recent new in order to actually preach to people about Krishna consciousness and protection of animals. It's just like mind-blowing for me. I do have a question. It's not connected to animal ethics. It's one of those questions that they come up, and I don't know why, but they do. So like in Krishna consciousness, we see in ISKCON that many gurus that we have, they have disciples, and all of them have different moods. Different moods, as I can't really put my finger on it, but it's like a different mood of one guru with his disciples, and then you are Guru Maharaj, and we have different mood, and some other gurus. So I was wondering if if those moods have something to do with when we leave our bodies. Let's say the disciples leave our bodies. Do we continue to serve in the same mood as our guru is, or as for example, your mood is certain way. There must be a reason why we are your disciples. Do you have any light on that? I'm sorry. It's just because it says in Shastra that the guru-disciple relationship is eternal, and is that mood also like eternal, or is that mood carried in subtle body to another body, or wherever we're going to go after leaving the body? I apologize for the question.
That's all right. Well, we understand there's continuity. There's, in this world, there's impermanence. In the non-material world, there's some sort of permanence, but there's also engagement. There's also it's where it unfolds, where it becomes what it wants to be, you can say. So I think what we're all doing in this life, we're all kind of rehearsing, and we're, whatever we do and whatever our mood is, it's a rough representation, you might say, a crude representation of whatever the richness that is there in the spiritual realm. It's hard for me to say more than that. Devotees ask, a few days ago, Rajatoshini was asking something kind of similar. And my general thought is, well, let's all look forward to finding out when we get there.
So it's a good meditation to increase the anticipation.
To look forward. But about the variety of moods that you mentioned of different gurus, I think that's just affirming our personhood in this life. It's, in other words, our individuality is already in this life so noteworthy. But if you would look more closely, like you said, it seems that the disciples of one guru, they all have a similar mood. Yes, but if you looked more closely, you'd probably see that each one of those disciples also have their particular moods, which, okay, they align in some way with their guru, and we may feel like we see why this devotee is a disciple of this guru. Anyway, that's all the variety of the spiritual world. It's funny because people on the outside, when they see the Krishna devotees, they tend to think, oh, look, they're all the same. They all think this, they all look the same. They all look the same, so they must think the same. But the closer you get, it's like the train from the distance. You see only the light of the train in the night, and then the train comes in the station, and you see, oh, so many people are there. And then you get in the train, and then you have interaction with the people on the train. So what we experience now, I think, is anticipating getting fully on the train. How's that?
Yes, I'm very happy very much with your explanation and with your answer, and nothing to worry about.
No, it's not something to worry about, I think. It is something to wonder about, but wondering in a positive way, I think, is good.
Thank you very much.
All right. Okay. Let's see what else. Look at the time. Ananda Mai, you wrote that you have something you want to share.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. It's nothing. I just wanted to give some surprise, make some little surprise with my presentation. You are doing this Purusha-sukta presentation for us. And I was thinking to add some pictures. It will be short presentation, maybe 5 minutes.
Sure.
I don't know how to put it in the slides.
That's okay. Clear enough, I think.
I don't know how to close this and put the slides because this line in the is covering this.
Oh,
Maybe I'll do this. Okay, and like this. So this topic is of course Purusha-sukta, and this is the topic which is very popular in India, in many branches, in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, many spiritual paths are telling about this, Vedanta, Sańge. So this is the example of this Purusha forms from different parts of also, some, I will show some pictures here. In first verse, you were mentioning this, in Purusha-sukta is mentioned this thousands of heads he has, thousands of legs, etc., hands. So these are the pictures of this form. Purusha-sukta mentions that this form is like Purusha in general, and he divides himself to another Purusha, which is what Virat Purusha, which was spoken by Lord Krishna to Arjuna in chapter 11 in Bhagavad Gita. So this is the Virat Purusha form, and which contains one part of this Purusha, this general Purusha, creator. And there are three parts in a spiritual world, which are transcendental. Here we have the earth with the rasa dance, Vrindavan, and in the spiritual world here, if you can see, there's also another kind of rasa dance and Radha Krishna. This division is there, and this is similar picture of this way. From chapter 5, I think, and up to 15, there's this complex point of yagya explained in Purusha-sukta, when the Lord is sacrificing himself. In Srimad Bhagavatam 2.6, Brahma is telling that he is creating from this form of the Lord. He divides him for yagya, because when he was born, he had nothing to offer to the Lord. So he offered the Lord himself, divided him. So from this form, all other aspects of universal form appear. And this is coming like all creation, all elements, Vedas, animals, everything is coming from this form, this universal form. So this is the division which Purusha is making by himself. Also, these are the examples of this pictures. This, I think, this is from Jain tradition. With the kala chakras, the earth is the upper planetary system, lower. This is another example of this universal form. This is also Jain tradition, I think. This I compare to Vastu Purusha, where the demigods are situated in all these parts of Purusha. So he's dividing this example is also from him Surya comes as the eye of God, Chandra from his mind, Vayu from his nose, Varuna from his tongue, Gayatri from Vedic hymns from his skin, Agni, Indra from his mouth, etc. And from this form, here is compared to the human form, and Shudra, Vaishyas, and Kshatriyas are coming from the feet, the thighs, arms, and mouth or head. This is another, I don't know, this lines came from where. This form is also telling about the Lord who divides himself. And this brings some unity of the creation in the Lord, that we are united, demigods, humans, Saptarishis, everyone is united in this form. And I had also this connection with Jagannath, because Jagat means the Lord of the universe. He's the proprietor of the universe, of this, which is always moving, changing. So I included him also in this presentation on his the square inside and inside of this whole creation. So this is the short explanation. This is Krishna in that form. I just wanted to show something visual. As an artist, I like to see something from broader perspective in general. You are giving us the examples and explanation in very detailed form, so we'll hear from you more about it. So thank you for this short presentation and for your time. Thank you.
Thank you. Very interesting. Yeah, there's amazing artwork, especially the Jains. I know there's a lot of artwork. I visited one museum in Ahmedabad once that was dedicated to Jain art in particular. And they have so many of these sort of Purusha images with the whole universe, sort of like a diagram, different kinds of diagrams. Yeah, it's good to think in visual terms about this, because that's what's in the hymn. The hymn itself is very it's very visual in effect. It's a very dramatic description. The Purusha-sukta, the Su-ukta, the beautiful hymn about the Purusha. So we can see that this image of the Purusha has, from the Rig Veda, has inspired so much meditation, reflection, visualization, and so on. So that's nice. Now, I guess I should say something about Purusha-sukta from our book, briefly. We're talking about the first verse, and the question was about the 10 fingers. And we saw that there's reference to 12 fingers sometimes. And we came to this notion that what's being described is a measurement, because the body, the lengths of different parts of the body are measurements that are used in the preparation of a sacrifice. And so it was 10 fingers, it was 12 fingers, and we got from Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur some technical grammatical points. But then Sridhar Swami says, Vitasti, 12 fingers, simply refers to the 10 fingers of Purusha-sukta. So now this is, we all know Sridhar Swami has written a commentary to the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, verse by verse, skipping very few verses. And so he would have commented on these verses in the second canto. And presumably in this case, it's a commentary to verse 16 of chapter 6 of canto 2, where Vitasti is mentioned. It says that refers to the 10 fingers of the Purusha-sukta. Then he gives a synonym for this, pradesha, kachit svadehantar hridaya vakashe, pradesha matram purusham vasantam. Some meditate on the Purusha who measures one pradesha and abides in the space in their hearts. Okay, so that's another way of understanding. In that first verse, the Lord pervades the world with thousands of heads, arms, feet, eyes, and he extends beyond it. And the measure of him is dashangulam. So what is this dashangulam? It's a pradesha, says Sridhar Swami. Oh, okay. What's a pradesha? Well, it's 10 fingers. If you put 10 fingers like this, then you will have a distance, I guess like this. Yeah. Then you'll have a distance of what in English would be more or less 1 foot. And in the English tradition, we have this 1 foot. I don't know if it was some king who had a foot that was a foot long. If it was, he had very big feet. But now there's a connection here with the space in the heart. And that makes me wonder, because the physical heart is hardly 10 fingers. It's much more like 5 fingers. So there's some notion of the heart being apparently very, very large. Okay, he's explained that in Canto 2, Chapter 2, verse 8. Oh, wait. Now, Sridhar explains that although one pradesha is the measure between the thumb and the forefinger, so that would be a pradesha, here the measure of the lotus of the heart is superimposed on Atma. Well, to me, that's not very clear. The lotus of the heart is superimposed on Paramatma. Paramatma presumably being the Buddha. Okay, what else? Briefly, the Purusha-sukta is seen in a condensed form in the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, chapter 3, verses 14 through 21. And Shankaracharya gives a comment on this. What does he say? Sahasrani anantani shirshani asyeti sahasrashirsha Purusha purnaha evam uttaratra yojaniyam sa bhuming bhuvanam sarvato antarbhischa vritva vyapya atyatishtat atitya bhuvanam samadhitishtati sam aditishtati dash angulam anantam aparam iti artaha. Oh, so he's going to say 10 fingers means unlimited. Iti arta, this is the sense. Atava naber upari dashangulam hridayam tatra aditishtati. Okay, what does all that mean? Sahasra Shirsha, he who has an infinite number of heads is the complete Purusha. So we saw pictures, paintings with lots of heads, but here he has infinite heads. Anantani Shirshani. This word is to be syntactically connected to the next verses as well. Okay. Yojaniya. Having pervaded the world, sabhumim bhuvanam sarvato antarbhischa vritva vyapya ati atishtat. And having gone beyond, he presides over the world. Atitya bhuvanam sam aditishtati. He presides over the world. Dashangulam, 10 fingers, means anantam, endless. That is to say, aparam, boundless. Or else, atava, he presides in the heart. Dashangulam means hridayam. Well, that's interesting. Which is 10 fingers above the navel. Okay. Well, that kind of makes sense, right? So what Shankaracharya is saying, and we usually, when we hear the name Shankaracharya, usually followers of Lord Chaitanya kind of hold their breath and think, I don't know if I want to hear anything from him. But there is a theory that he was actually a Vaishnava. And he had a job to do. According to the Padma Purana, he had to guide people away from Buddhism. So he had a thankless job. But he did write, for example, this commentary on the Shvetashvatara Upanishad, which is a very personalist Upanishad. And so this is interesting what he's saying, that one way of understanding Dashangulam, 10 fingers, is it refers to the heart. Why 10 fingers refers to the heart? Well, it's kind of 10 fingers above the navel. Okay. So what, we may say? Well, back to the Purusha-sukta verse. It's saying, atyadishtata sangulam, that he extends, or, well, again, using some aditishtati, he is ruling over everything. I think that's pretty cool. So, Purusha-sukta ki jai. Anyone have any thoughts about anything related or not related to the Purusha-sukta before we end our discussion today? I do want to wish you all a wonderful month of Kartik, which begins, what is it, on the 17th? Which is Thursday. So get out your ghee wicks and get out your picture of Damodar, of Yashoda Damodar. Last year, I was fortunate to be in Gita Nagari during the month of Damodar. And Gita Nagari is famous for their deities, Radha Damodar. Radha Damodar, and now they have also Lalita Vishaka, are somehow they're very special. And I recommend if you ever get a chance. Of course, you can see photos of them if you look on the internet. But if you get a chance, or if you want to make a chance for yourself, go to Gita Nagari and have their darshan directly. See all the cows there, and very nice devotees. They have a kind of pushpa samadhi for the late His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Swami, right next to the temple. And in this time of year, the autumn time, the leaves are all turning yellow and red, and it's very beautiful there. It's really nice. Okay. Well, I hope by next time I'll have my computer fixed so it'll work properly. Okay, thank you all very much. Have a wonderful week. I think we can meet next week as well. Should be possible. So if you have time next Saturday, please join us. Is that all right?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. Very nice.
Thank you all so much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai.
Joy. Hi. Krishna Guru Maharaj.
Thank you so
Guru
much.
Maharaj.
Guru Maharaj
Thank
ki
you.
jai.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Guru Maharaj.
Thank you. Bye everyone.
Krishna,
Hare
Guru Maharaj.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Jai.
Haribo, Haribo.
Hare Krishna, Prabhupada, yeah.
Hare Krishna.